no like, oh, this is the magic kind of conference that you go to and you're going to get like best friends with everyone.
Actually just compete with your friend and go, you know what, we're going to this event and let's see who can talk to the most people.
And so I'm trying my best to go and network with people, and the person's here saying you're doing a great job of personal branding and networking. I'm always thinking I could do better.
Just keep giving, and then guess what happens? Naturally people feel the need to reciprocate.
You could grow your business 10 to 100%. Like, it could be huge of what you can do.
Okay, so this is another question we get asked a lot. Obviously, you see us networking all the time. It's something that when I initially started doing this around, it must be 10 years ago, I went to Dooley's mastermind, first ever mastermind I've ever done. It's something that I personally was struggling with, and it's getting out there. Naturally, I'm a shy guy, and I just like to work behind the computer screen, obviously. But over time, once you start practicing that skill, I think you definitely get better at just going out and saying hi to someone and just start chatting, go for a beer. If you drink alcohol, go for a coffee if you don't. And you just start networking, and that can become hugely, well, it like 10 to 100 X's everything you do, I think, in network. And I know Dooley's a bit of a networking god. Often look up to him because of how much he networks. Whenever we go to events, we literally don't speak to each other till the night time of the event because we're both networking so much, but obviously there's sometimes a queue with Dooley and things.
So with regards to networking, what is the exact what's the question that is asked?
I've struggled with networking within the SEO industry. Can see that you, James and Kazra, have built quite impressive self-branding and become recognizable voices within the industry. How can you recommend improving my own self-brand and networking within the SEO space?
So, I mean, it's a good question to ask, the fact that you're trying to look to how can I get into it, but you need to jump in the deep end, right? There's no like, oh, this is the magic kind of conference that you go to and you're going to get like best friends with everyone. Go and turn up. I'll give you a good example, right? I went to Vietnam, and he won't like me saying this, right? One of my business partners now, and I absolutely love him to pieces. And I must have said on one of the videos, go to a networking event and just go and speak to him, and go up to him and go and speak to him. And I was at an after party and I'd been shattered and I'd been there all day, and he followed me. He was like my shadow, and I was like, oh God.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So, and he was.
It wasn't me.
He was following me everywhere on this night out, and I'm like, who even is this guy? I didn't even know who he was, right? And it just turns out that he's got a massive, like, white label agency. He does some amazing work. I didn't even know that on the night out, and I won't say it was rude. I weren't rude, but he came over to me and started chatting, and I'm one of them that I'm not going to be rude to anyone. Like, fair play, that's what I've said. Go over and just, if needs be, just go and buy him a drink, do you know what I mean, or something, or just have a chat. I'm such a body. Whenever you're free, let's have a call or whatever. And anyway, he gave me his business card, and in the morning, I remember opening the business card. Well, that was that really annoying guy, and I looked at it and I was like, who even is it? I went on, I was like, oh, right, that's good. And I started speaking, and then I did end up jumping on a Zoom call with him, and now we're business partners, right? And if he didn't have the balls to come up and go and do it, we would not be business partners now. And the business is thriving, doing really, really well. So in answer to it is, you've just got to do it. And I know it's very, very hard for someone to say, I'm an introvert, how do I build things up? You've just got to start. Like, it's the whole, we did a video the other day on, you are not a tree, you can move, right? You want to network more, guess what you got to do? Network. Like, just think about what you're asking. How do you network more? How do you get more contacts? Well, just
say hello.
Start networking.
Yeah.
Like, that's the obvious answer to it. But start choosing some of the events. If you're from the UK, go to Brighton SEO. If you're from Asia, go to Chiang Mai SEO or to SEO Mastery Summit. If you're over in the States, there's lots of different ones depending on what you want to do. Spring training's a great one. Or if you're into G&B's SEO on the beach. So there's all these PubCon. There's all these different places you can go to. But another one is, actually, if you're weak at something or you want to get to know someone, buy a mentorship call from them. Go and jump on a call and say, this is what I'm struggling with. And it might be that you're struggling with networking. And it might be like, right, okay, give us the mentor might turn around and go, all right, what you're good at, what you're bad at, who do you want to network with? Like, what do you want to learn more of? Is it black at SEO? Is it white at SEO? Is it blue at SEO? Is it ROI at SEO? Whatever it is that you kind of brand people as, might be who you might want to network with. If it is just that you want to network with everyone because you want to learn everything, then there's certain events that you might want to go to. For me, I don't brand anyone black hat or white hat. I just go, we're all trying to rank #1 in Google.
Yeah.
That's all what we're trying to do within the SEO community, right? So whatever way that needs to be done, you need to make certain you understand the risk tolerance in place. And if you do some black hat techniques, it might work for a while, but then you might get penalized. But that's the risk that you're going to take. Short-term gains, but then long-term it might not work.
I think a game that we used to play and we still sometimes do is, which is really good for someone who, obviously, if you're an SEO, you're probably quite keen on competition, is you actually just compete with your friend and go, you know what, we're going to this event and let's see who can talk to the most people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we do now is that I don't want to speak to you. Like, I do not want to speak to you.
I try to avoid it at the best of times.
No, but like, I'm being serious. Like, I speak to you every single day.
Yeah.
Why? I'm not paying money to go to an event to speak to you.
Yeah.
It's almost like you start off on that side of the room, I'm starting off on that side of the room, and I'm going to try my best to go and speak to as many different people that I've never spoke to before in my life, because the classic saying is, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So when you don't know what you don't know, when you're speaking to someone and they bring something up and you go, what even does that mean? And you start digging a bit deeper, you go, wow, that guy's really good. And so I'm trying my best to go and network with people. And the person's here saying you're doing a great job of personal branding and networking. I'm always thinking I could do better. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking up to me saying you're doing a good job at doing it, the whole scenario of you going woodpecker, like I want to be better. I want to pick up knowledge. I don't want to be the best person in the room. If I'm the cleverest person in the room, I'm in the wrong bloody room.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to listen to other people and adapt and go, wow, I didn't think that would have worked so well. And what works in the UK might not work in the US, and what works in gambling might not work in finance. Like, there's so many different ways to do things. Like, Corey's methodology on semantic content networks works absolutely brilliant on so many sites. I don't really implement it that much in local, right? And I think it's overkill in local. Like, digital PR works absolutely amazing in gambling, right? Really, really well in finance and big sites. I don't need digital PR in local. I need more pillow links and volume of links and volume of referring domains. So, but when you start to understand that, like, you only understand it because, one, testing, but two, I don't want to test on my own. I want to network with the people that are testing. So when you start to network with all these other people, you start to pick up things and you start sharing tests. As long as you're a nice person, whether you're male or female, right? Like, as long as you're a nice person, you start speaking and you can try and help each other out. You're not a leech. You're trying to go, I can help you by doing this if you can help me doing that. Of course, you're going to keep speaking to people. And of course, you're going to share data. And that sharing of data means that you don't need to test as much. If you only test 10% of things you want to test and you've got 10 other people testing 10% and they're all testing different things and you're all sharing data, it makes 10% of the price.
And I think that's like also a key fundamental there is like almost, it's a book I think that we recommended recently, Become a Goal Giver, where you're not taking all the time, keep giving, and then guess what happens? Naturally, people feel the need to reciprocate. Yeah. Might not be straight away, it could be a year down the line or 2 years down the line, but they will eventually reciprocate.
Do you know what the big one is as well with that though, right? On the Go Giver, I first heard it. I'd never heard of the book. And Steve Toffer told me SEO Notebook, and big shout out, great guy, great newsletter. I'd recommend on following Steve. But the on the Go Giver, I'm like, I kind of do that naturally. And I was looking through it, and then I started to proactively more be a Go Giver, right? Which I already tried to give quite a lot of information out anyway. But the amount of times when I was trying to give some information out and I thought it was done this way, and they was like, yeah, but you know how that works. And I go, no. And they go, it's because of this, this, and this. And I go, oh. So sometimes by giving, you end up learning from something that you thought, yeah, I do this and it works really well. And they go, well, if you do that, it works even better. And you're like, whoa. So from trying to give information out, you're actually learning more, going, well, we did this and it works. And then you might end up, it could be another testing avenue that you might want to do. So you're not always, like I said, you're not the smartest person in the room. And in every niche, things work out to be different. But all this comes about from networking. And when you're networking and speaking to different people, like you said, it could grow your business 10 to 100%. Like, it could be huge of what you can do. But back to the question of how do you do it? Consistency, being persistent. Like, I'll give you a few little tips. If you like the person and you want to network with him and you see he's active on YouTube, comment every single time he does a video. Go and comment going, really like your video, James. I really like this part that you said. And you go, oh, thanks a lot, John. I really like you too. But like, you'll end up being like, who is this John? Or who is this Liam? Or who is this Claire? Or Lindsay? Whoever it is. You go and click onto their profile, and guess what you normally start doing? You normally start watching some of their stuff, and you start liking their stuff and commenting back. Because that's what generally the human brain does. It's almost like a follow for follow. Like, you start following someone, a lot of the time you click onto it and go, oh, it's into SEO, I'll follow back. So you start doing that. Someone starts posting something. It could be even just be something, I mean, probably wouldn't if it's about the family, because it's probably a bit weird if you've never met them, like, but if it's something to do with SEO related and you go, oh, thanks a lot for that information, I'm going to test that out. Like, just start doing that. Start tweeting people, start commenting on the LinkedIn, start commenting on the YouTube for people that you want to get to know better. Right? Then maybe start, if you're not like, you don't want to go to the events, try and set up a podcast and ask, will they come on your podcast? The majority of people will say yes. Right? It could be just, there's so many different ways. Like, oh, is there any chance I can be good at something and reach out to them and say, I want to do this for free for you. I've just found this problem on a site of yours and I want to try and help you for free. And then it just gets yourself the foot in the door. So if you turn around and says, I'll do it for 10 quid, and you don't even know who they are, they'll be like, no, I don't even know who you are. I'm not paying you a single penny. Where someone turns around and says, look, I really like this, but I think you could do it better by doing X, Y, and Z, and I'll do it for free. It gets your foot in the door. The next minute, that person, let's say it was myself, and I'm not just asking for a freebie, like, but let's say myself, you might go and do something, or you might go and create me a new intro to this video that we're doing now. And it might be like Diary of a CEO, which I think is brilliant. Them intros I think are brilliant. And you might go, I can really improve your introductions of your videos. And then you're like, well, then go and do it. And you might do it. And you go, wow, that's really good. And then when someone comes along and says, do you know anyone who's good at video editing? I go, yeah, I know someone who's absolutely brilliant. Look at this that they did. And I can show them your case study of what you've done as a freebie. And then you go and win more work. It could be content. You go and write an article saying, is there any articles that you need doing? I will write your article and I will make certain semantically it's the best article it can be. If that article starts writing and someone says to me, do you know anyone who's good at writing? I'm going to go, yeah, I know someone that's absolutely brilliant. Look at this example. This is who it is. Like, be the go-giver. Go and do some things for free. Or just start attending these conferences in the masterminds. Start paying for the mentorship. And then once you start getting in with one or two of them, if you are good at something, if you're not good at something, go and get good at something. There's so many different elements within SEO that you can be good at. Server logs, internal links, backlinks, could be even just no follows or digital PR. There's so many things just within links or within content or within technical. Go and focus on something and be brilliant at it so you think you will be the best in the lane at that specific thing, and then go out and say to people, I'm the server log kid. This is what I do. And then people start then referring you business and referring you work if you're looking for work, or if it is just for referrals. At least it gives you the foot in the door of being, oh, that's that guy that does this. If you're a jack of all trades, master of none, you're just going to blend in with everybody else and be like, don't really know who that is. And they don't really add in any value to my life. So why am I going to waste time in speaking to them? Deliver value. And from a networking standpoint, people will want to spend more time with you as well. So it's delivering the value, in my opinion.
So to summarize, deliver value and just do it.
Exactly. I hope you like the video on networking. Leave a comment in the comment section.